Good afternoon and welcome to the Smile IT Stadium in Hertford, scene of the 100th league meeting between the two rivals Hertford and Ware. Teams are just about to come out on the pitch, and I'm Pete Illen on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. We'll have full commentary of the match, and joining me, as always on my right hand side, a very good afternoon to Simon Alamandi.
Yeah, good afternoon Pete, good afternoon everyone, and yeah, fantastic afternoon. Weather's holding up so far. A decent crowd in here at the moment. We know it's going to be a little bit less than they'd like for the few people on holiday, but atmosphere's building, and these are the games we love, aren't they?
Yeah, these are the occasions we love. East Herts derbies. It's the two teams come out, and as Simon said, decent crowd here this afternoon to witness what could be a very interesting afternoon for both sides. Hertford Town, good start to the season in the top 5 in the league, whereas Ware have faltered a little bit on Saturday when they lost 3-1 at home to North Lee. So their lineup, both lineups, just a little bit to prove. Let's take you through those team lineups. Both managers made 2 changes from last time out. Hertford start with Luke Newitt, Connor Clark, Kuranashi Mushani. Charlie Payne comes back into the lineup. Harry Gilzine, Ben Hurd, Sonny Coughlin-Brown, Urgis Pepage, Demark Quinney, Billy Mardell-Smith and Wilson Bernal. And on the substitutes bench for the Modiabi, Harry Peterson, Poch Mendes, so good to see him back, Horik Sanasi and Vlad Sigayatu. Ware manager Paul Halsey also makes 2 changes from Saturday's lineup. They'll start with Fred Burbage in goal, Jordan Spearman, David Sota, Declan Niche, Lewis Rose, who comes back into the side, veteran of East Herts derbies, of course. Darian Furlong, Reece Monsanya is the other change. Jack Dreyer, Mitch Hahn, Theo Afori and Joe Dearman. And on the bench for the visitors, Richard Ennin, Joel Jacobs, Dan Rumans, Matt Walsh and Freddie Moncur. Our referee this afternoon is Joe Warmer, a man who's got refereeing in his blood. His dad was Andy Warmer, the Football League referee you may well remember. And his 2 assistants are August Isaac and Neil Angus. So let's dotted the I's and cross the T's on the 100th league meeting between these 2 great sides. And what are we expecting this afternoon, Simon?
Well, I think we've said between ourselves and a lot of other people have said form really goes out the window in these games, doesn't it? And we were saying before, there's a lot of these players that haven't really played in the East Herts derby, so it's going to be something new to them, and it's going to be a great experience for them. So I really don't know what to expect.
Well, Ware have had a very good record in East Herts derbies. They've lost just 1 of 19, so it's a little bit about time that Hertford turned the statistics round. Ware's last defeat here came almost 6 years ago. Hertford 2, Ware 1, 30th of September 2017. Brett O'Connor and Michael Toner penalty put Hertford 2 up before Murat Carrigal scored a goal with 7 minutes to go for Ware. That's the only time Ware have been beaten here. Last time out here, of course, they won by 2-1 in front of a crowd of 680 on Boxing Day 2022. The corresponding fixture is going to be on Boxing Day at Watson Park. But it's going to be interesting to see this younger Hertford line-up. There's toss occurring in the centre circle. Lewis Rose. I wonder, Lewis Rose has come back into the side. I wonder if something about the East Herts derby has brought Lewis back, because he will have played more than anybody.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons why Paul's brought him back. Maybe that's why he rested him on Saturday. We was discussing perhaps why Paul had left him out on Saturday, and perhaps it's with today's game in mind, because you think of an East Herts derby and you're going to think of Lewis Rose, aren't you?
Well, it's most definitely. I remember that equaliser in about 3 minutes of extra time. A couple of years ago he scored at Watson Park. I thought Ware might go 3 at the back this afternoon, but don't think that's going to happen. I think Lewis Rose is going to partner Darian Furlong in his first East Herts derby as well in the back. And they're going to have to watch out for Demark Quinney, who's been in really good form for Hertford so far this season, and Wilson Bernal as well. And we've got some very, very sharp young legs in blue and white. So Hertford in blue shirts, white sleeves and blue shorts, wearing change strip of orange shirts and black shorts. Joe Woodward checks with the two officials, and away we go in the 100th League East Herts derby. Long ball out on that far side. Jordan Spearman puts it up in the air. Quenny can't control it, and Lewis Rose will clear it to midway inside the Ware half. It's Theo Ofori. Ofori does well, turns left, turns right, and then he's fouled by Urgis Pevaj. And Ware will get themselves a free kick. Theo felt that a little bit, feeling his neck as he went down. Of course, both teams will be used to this artificial surface because they've both got it at their home grounds. Rismond Sonia is robbed on that far side. Quenny can't keep hold of the ball, and another thumping challenge goes in. Well, this is Charlie Bain this time on the receiving end. Sometimes says at local derbies that after you throw the ball in and after 15 minutes the players notice it's there, but hope it's not going to be like that. Hertford in possession midway inside the Ware half with Charlie Payne. Searches out Wilson Burnell on that far side. Burnell's cross isn't a bad one, but flashes across goal with Billy Mardell-Smith trying to get on the end of it, but goes out for a goal kick to Ware. History of this fixture, by the way, Hertford moved here in 1908, and the first derby here was on the 27th of February 1909. Must have been a good game. Ended at Hertford 4, Ware 3. And plenty of goals ever since in games between the two. In fact, in all the years, there's only been 6 0-0s between Hertford and Ware here. Thought I'd get that one out of the way. Ben Hurd picks the ball up midway inside his own half, far side of the field. Charlie Payne in possession. Charlie Payne finds Karashi Mashani. Well, where's the number 3 shirt on that far side? Ben Hurd slows things down on the edge of his box, chips it forward. Connor Clark had made the move. Lewis throws rather, heads it in the air, and Jordan Spearman will have to race across on that far side and just put the ball out for a throw into Hertford. Quickly taken by Connor Clark. Back though inside the Hertford territory at the feet of the player manager Ben Hurd. Slips it inside to Pepiage. Ben Hurd gets it back, comes across the halfway line, left-hand side, searching out Burnell. Back heel didn't quite work, but it does give a Hertford a throw-in again on that far side of the field, which Masani will take. Masani's throw picks out the number 8, Pepash, and then all the way back into the Hertford half. It's a cautious start, it's got to be said, by both teams. Hertford have had the majority of the possession here as Masani tries to go around Reece Monsania and then hits the deck, and the referee gives a free kick. So live football on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf, our sponsors, who we thank for letting us bring you non-league football throughout the season, and thanks to everybody that's tuned into the first 2 games. Great listener figures, and here comes Burnell on the left-hand side of the box, but Lewis Rose will sort that out. Theo Ofori turns well around Ben Hurd. He's only got Joe Dearman up with him. Ofori on the edge of the area, slips it in. Here is Joe Dearman, wanting to get it on the left foot, now puts it back on the right, puts it across the box. Doesn't reach Theo Ofori. And Hertford will break away on this near side here with Sonny Coughlin-Brown. Sonny Coughlin-Brown, good run by the youngster, but in the end the delivery was poor and gave it straight to Jordan Spearman. Joe Dearman picks the ball up far side. He's hassled and harried by 2 Hertford shirts, and it's Musani who comes away with the ball. On the centre circle though, Declan Nish just eases Pepage off the ball, and on this near side it's in the possession of David Sota. Sota back for Darian Furlong. Little chest out by Joe Dearman. He was looking for Theo Ofori going all the way through. He went through Harry Gilzine, but then fouled Luke Newitt on the way the goalkeeper was coming out. Forward, Charlie Payne, far side of the field. Mashani's seen a lot of the ball over there, not too much on this near side. Our commentary position is bang on the halfway line here. at the newly named Smile IRT Stadium. It's Mitch Hahn picks the ball up for Ware, puts it back inside his penalty area for the lime green shirted Fred Burbage. Far side, Jordan Spearman picks the ball up just shy of the halfway line, goes backwards for Lewis Rose. Lewis's long ball forward, looking for the run of a Forey. Ben Hertz there, Theo Forey trying to make it difficult for him, but Ben shields the ball out. And it'll be a goal kick to Hertford. Both teams feeling each other out at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's Hertford playing their normal, slow build-up game, trying to slow the game down a little, and Ware, as you said before, not really had a massive amount of possession, but just as you say, just trying to judge each other first of all in these first 5 minutes or so.
High kick from Fred Burbage lands on the head of Connor Clark and will break to the edge of the Ware area, where David Soter has to take aversive action and head it out for a throw-in. Connor Clark is there quickly. Don't really possess the long throw threat as much as Ware do, Hertford. As gets the ball short and plays it in for Billy Mardell-Smith, and in the end his control lets him down, and Ware will have a goal kick which Fred Burbage will take. Hertford start to the season then, well, they lost 2-1 here, but to a last-minute goal to an equally young AFC Dunstable side. But since then, it's been impressive. 3-2 win at Biggleswade Town. Perhaps 1-1 here against Kidlington was a bit of a disappointment. It didn't get all 3 points, but 2-1 victory at Aylesbury United, who had a couple of new signings on Saturday, was an impressive result for them. As far as Ware are concerned, well, they've yet to get their league campaign really underway. Of course, they beat Welling Garden City 4-2 at Watson Park, then had the FA Cup against AFC Dunstable, which they progressed to a meeting with Dereham this coming Saturday, and lost 3-1, and really weren't in the game on Saturday against an impressive North Lee. If you heard Paul Hall's comments, which were on our match commentary and post-match highlights feed, he said it depends how we're going to react. We wait and see on that one. As Harry Gilzine picks the ball up on this near side, finds Connor Clark down the line for Cochran Brown. It's picked up by Declan Niche, and all the way back by Darian Furlong to his goalkeeper Fred Burbage. Picks out Lewis Rose right inside of the area onto the halfway line where Theo Ofori has come for the ball. Turns around one, turns around Burnell, and then on the far side brings in Monsagna. He's closed down very quickly indeed by Musani, who's made the run down that left-hand side, pulls the ball inside for Charlie Bain. Charlie Bain finds Wilson Burnell. Wilson Burnell puts it wide of a post, but it wouldn't have mattered if it had gone the right side from Hertford perspective, because there was a linesman's flag up on this near side, but decent break from Hertford Town.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic little move from them. Break down that left-hand side, puts it in the middle, and just a little bit offside, but positive things from them.
So Fred Burbage will restart from the edge of his 18-yard box. Big kick downfield, which is going to be headed on by Charlie Payne. Pepage on that far side. Wilson Burnell coming all the way back, finds Ben Hurd, plays it across the box to Harry Gilzine. Oh, he gave Pepage something to do, but he did it well, away from Declan Niche. And here come Hertford forward again with Cochran Brown. He's got Connor Clark outside him, but challenge coming in, sliding challenge from Darian Furlong. Cochran Brown's gone down. The Hertford crowd at the stable end didn't quite like the challenge, but referee Warmer not interested, and Hertford have got themselves a throw parallel to the edge of the Ware 18-yard box on this near side of the field. Perfect commentary position, but that bit of the field is obscured a little bit by the stand here, as Ware clear the throw up towards Dreyer. Dreyer's header looking for Theo Ofori. He's got the better of Ben Hurd. Here's Theo Ofori. Joe Dearman is running up. Ofori's shot comes off the top of the crossbar. He saw Luke Hewitt off his line. Joe Dearman was coming up on the left-hand side, and Theo Ofori strikes a Hertford Town crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, great work there from Theo. As you say, he's seen Luke Hewitt off of his line, seen the opportunity there taken his chance. A fantastic effort. Just hit the joint of the bars.
Well, first real strike from the visitors. Theo Forey denied by the crossbar. Perhaps Luke Mewett denied a few blushes as well. Here's Cotland Brown, has made a decent start down this right-hand side. Gilzine deep inside his own half. Pepage controls it well, lays it on the halfway line to Cotland Brown, who turns inside David Soter, who's rather crowded out. Mitch Hahn comes away with the ball, finds Spearman, who's instantly put under pressure by Bernal, and Fred Burbage just has to punt it out to Mitch Hahn midway inside his own half. He finds Spearman down the line, looking for Monsagnon. Not really got into the game yet. He's not going to get into it with that one unless he's very, very swift. Not the best of passes from Jack Dreyer. Luke Mewett crosses area for Harry Gilzine. Gilzine looks up. It's about 9 minutes gone here in the 100th league. East Herts derby. Hertford 0, Ware 0, but Ware have it the crossbar. Declan Nish leads it for Joe Dearman, but in the end the ball will go out of play on this near side for a throw-in to Hertford Town. And some big scores. You have to go back to 1910 for Ware's biggest. The one here 11-0. Whereas Hertford have had a couple of 5-0s, 1920, 1951, and a 7-2 in 1962. So have been plenty of goals in East Herts derbies. Mitch Hahn puts it towards Theo Forey on the edge of the area, being leaned on by Gilzine. Jack Dreyer gets it in. It's Theo Forey. Oh, good save. Although there was a linesman's flag up again on that far side. I think Ben Hurd thought it was handball, or there was some sort of infringement. But if Theo Forey would have put it in, it wouldn't have counted. But Theo has gone down inside the 6-yard box and is requiring of a little bit of a treatment.
Yeah, I mean, another great chance from them, and it's just seeing Theo there. He's looking at. I think it's the top of his thigh that he's been caught on. Physio's come on, and hopefully he's going to be all right. I think it was Luke that's just caught him a bit there, but yeah, and another good chance for Ware, and something that Hertford are going to have to be aware of, because Theo's caused them a couple of problems so far. Yeah,
he's looked sharp as Ware's top scorer. Say that Kevin Goon's not got a gig today then. He's hung up his sponge after one appearance on Saturday. So,
I think he's been relegated, hasn't he?
It's all happening, you know.
Maybe he didn't do enough and Paul's dropped him.
Well, that's possible. Yeah, Kevin's given up the sponge. Our good mate Ian Bush, he's now secretary here at Hertford. You have to call him sir when we come in. So all changes in local football. Theo's got up. He's gingerly grabbing the back of his right thigh. Theo's in the young Ware fans behind the goal. He's going to be okay. We're of course on the substitutes bench. We've got Matt Walsh as a striking option, but he and Theo are very much chalk and cheese. Referee still having a bit of a debate here with Luke Mewett, Ben Hurd, Harry Gilzine, Charlie Payne, the Watford skipper, coming to give his two penneth. But Mr. Warmer still having a little bit of a word with them. Theo Forey, meanwhile, is on that far side, still feeling that knock. He's gone down again. And certainly the last thing that Bob Wolsey wants from a Ware perspective to lose him, because they are short of strikers anyway. Game restarts. Ben Hurd, long ball, looking for Bernal on that far side. Can't keep it in though. And Jordan Spearman will. In fact, Kevin Goon has now gone to have a look at Theo Forey. And this is certainly something for a little bit of concern for the Ware supporters here. Theo will get back up again. And looks like he's going to be okay as the throw comes in. We're still down to 10 at this moment in time, though, as Ben Hurd will pick the ball up. Theo signals to the referee he wants to come on, and just a little bit gingerly runs on. But we're back to 11 against 11 here with 14 minutes gone at the Smile IT Stadium. Hertford 0, Ware 0. 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf, bringing you the action with myself, Peter Hill, and Simon Alamandi, as Charlie Payne picks up the ball inside the Hertford penalty area. Chipped forward for Connor Clark, who's got David Soter at his back. and the referee judges that was a foul by the Hertford man. So Ware will take the kick. Mitch Hahn is going to be have the responsibility. Lewis Rose has come up from the back. Darian Furlong's making his way up there as well. Hertford is a little bit not sure what they're going to do here at the moment. Is somebody going to be left up front? Well, it does look like Demar Quenny is midway inside his own half. He's the furthest Hertford player forward. So this free kick's going to come in from Mitch Hahn. Mitch's free kick looks for Lewis Rose. Oh, good save. Not sure whether it was going to creep in, but Luke Mewett had to make sure and dived away to his left-hand side and releases Coghlan Brown on this near side of the field. He's going to have a run against David Soto, but Declan Nish does the covering job and gives the ball away to Connor Cartlow. Here's Billy Mardell-Smith down the line, can't find Coghlan Brown, and Luke Mewett, I'm not sure whether that was going wide or whether it was going in, but it was a decent save nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, very good save. And as you said, he's got to make sure if you're in two minds, make sure instead of leaving it and save it. And he's pulled off another good save.
Well, Ware have had the better opportunities in the opening 15 minutes or so. Theo Ofori coming closest with a lob over the big figure of Luke Mewett, which hit the top of the crossbar. The other end, Fred Burbage, and I had a lot to do so far. He's going to take the goal kick from the goal away to our right in front of the stable end. Thumping on the advert hoardings. Kick midway inside the Hertford half. Declan Nish heads it on. Charlie Payne puts it rather up in the air. Quinny is wrestling away with Darian Furlong. Furlong goes down and gets a free kick. And just think that was two, just a little bit of afters. You could see there was, I think, experience told there in Darian Furlong, who's played at a high level with Edgin, of course. Demar Quinny and Darian Furlong just having a little word from referee Mr. Walmer. Just got a little heated. It's going to be heated out there on the pitch, something like 23 degrees, 23, 24. As summer says goodbye. On a bank holiday with some sunshine. That's a bit of a rarity, isn't it? Referee's happy with having a word with the pair of them, and Fred Burbage is going to restart from midway inside his own half. Rhys Montagn's got a lot of room on that far side, but he goes down the left-hand side here, looking for Nish again. Good header on. Theo Ofori for Joe Dearman, couldn't control it first time, just stops it going out for a goal kick. Or does he stop it going out for a goal kick? No, he doesn't. So, again, a heavy touch from Joe Dearman, who's on this left-hand side. Monsagna, as I said, not really got in the game on the right. Jack Dreyer not particularly in the game either. But Hertford, when they have looked dangerous, certainly the young lad wearing number 7 here, Sonny Coghlan Brown, has caught the eye. David Soto's had his hands full with him and gets there in front of him there to head the ball out for a throw-in to Hertford Town. Other games, of course, today also in Division 1 Central of the Southern League. Welling Garden City against Waltham Abbey. We're going to have particular interest in that one. Leaders Bedford against Biggleswade. That should be an interesting game as well. Kings Langley, Aylesbury United, Stockfold, who are doing really well against Biggleswade Town, and Leighton Town against AFC Dunstable. If you want to watch goals go in, then go watch AFC Dunstable, I think. 6-5 against Kings Langley on Saturday, following up a 4-2 against North Lee. As the ball put through, Fred Burbage has to come out of goal in front of Demar Quinny, and was always favourite to win it against the diminutive number 9. Hertford will have a throw-in on this near side of the field, parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area. Need another ball. That's obligingly booted towards us from that far side. Still looking at Theo Ofori. He's still, I think, perhaps feeling that knock. Connor Clark's going to take the throw-in for Hertford Town. Plays the ball short. Pepage beaten to it by Declan Nish. But the ball will only find Monsani, who plays it on this near side to Billy Mardell-Smith. I haven't seen too much of him so far. Pepage back into his own half for Harry Gilzine. Gilsey looks up, he weighs up his options and plays it on this near side to Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith plays the ball once again back to Harry Gilsey, and familiar slow build up from the Hertford Town. Something that Ben Hurd has brought in here in his time. Talking of Ben, there he is, goes down under challenge from Reece Monsagna. And the Hertford will have themselves a free kick, which he'll take short to Charlie Payne. Charlie rolls it to the right hand side to Harry Gilsey, but meanwhile Theo Ofori's gone down again on the far side, and this could be a real problem for Ware, because I don't know whether he's going to be able to carry on, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't think he will be. I mean, just a couple of minutes ago he was over this side, and he looks like he's struggling a little bit. He's gone down again. He's not looked comfortable since he came back on, has he? So it doesn't look like it's good news for Ware.
It's going to be a big blow for the visitors, no doubt about that. Don't know what Paul Halsey's going to do. Obviously, Matt Walsh is a striker who's on the bench. Along there, Richard Ennin, who's an attacking player. John Jacobs is a defender, as is Dan Rumans. And Freddie Moncur, who is a midfield player. So be interesting to see. Mitch Hahn, of course, has played up front. He's over there in a little bit of work with Ryan Wade, while Theo is getting some more treatment from the physio. Going to have a fair amount of time added on at the end of this first half, mainly for that type of treatment. 0-0 here. Just joined us. Where you been? It's the 100th League derby, East Herts derby between the Hertford Town and Ware. Ware have had the better opportunities, one good save from Luke Hewitt, and the ball off the top of the crossbar from Theo Ofori, who's now struggling on that far side. Clean sheets, by the way, both sides have found clean sheets, a little bit hard to come by, and they both kept a clean sheet on the same day, which was their last one, the 8th of April. When 1-0 win here did the job for Hertford against Cirencester, while Ware were winning 2-0 at Berkhamsted. That's the last time either side has kept a clean sheet. Let's see what's happening with Theo. Well, he's having a drink. I think he's going to continue. I don't see any signs of... Richard Ennin was the one who was sent along the sideline, I think, to warm up. Freddie Moncur there as well. Theo's gone down again, having had a drink. So Ware are once more down to 10 men. Hertford going to restart the game. The ball with our referee Joe Walmer, who will blow the whistle and drop it at the feet of Ben Herts inside his own half. Long ball forward on this near side. Picking out Cochran Brown. His first touch was heavy, and here's Jack Dreyer. He's got no one in support, but he's got a good amount of space. Here comes Joe Dearman on the left-hand side. Dearman's in the box, tries to put it across. Harry Gilsey in the way, Where have the first corner of the afternoon. Decent move once again. If you're going to be critical, Joe Dearman's first touch was a little heavy, which took him. Theo Ofori, meanwhile, he's going to rejoin us. So we're back to 11. Joe Dearman's going to take the corner on this near side. And coming up from the back, Darian Furlong and Lewis Rose. Corner goes to the back stick. Up goes Declan Niche. Back in by Lewis Rose, and up goes Luke Hewitt to take it away from Theo Ofori. Bowls the ball out, and Hertford could have a possibility here, but David Soter's missed the ball, and Jordan Stearman comes across and does the covering job. It was Wilson Burnell who'd come over on this near side, but couldn't cause a problem for Ware as they were backpedalling. Connor Clark will take the throw in back into his own half for skipper Charlie Bain. Charlie, whose dad, of course, was Derek. Used to play for Barnet. Knew him well in those early league days. Real tigerish midfield player, like father, like son. As Ben Hurd picks the ball up far side. And it's Burnell trying to move inside Spearman, and does well. Here is Wilson Burnell, still going. Good run by the number 11. Cochran Brown's got a lot of space on this right-hand side. First time across the box. Hits David Soter. Handball, say the crowd. Nothing doing, says Mr. Warm-up. You can have a corner. So, one corner, rather like buses. Wait a while for one, two come at once, as Hertford's first corner will be taken by Charlie Payne on this near side, where we'll keep two forward, Joe Dearman and Theo Ofori. And suddenly Cochran Brown has come back to to join Mashani, being the two Hertford defenders. Here comes the corner from Charlie Payne, headed out very comfortably at the near post by David Sota. Hertford will have a throw in, which their skipper will take. Here's Billy Mardell-Smith wearing number 10. Puts the ball back into his own half for Coughlin Brown. Plays the ball back to Mardell-Smith. Mardell-Smith turns right, turns left, finds Ben Hurd, chips the ball along the line, looking for Mardell-Smith, who's eased off the ball by Declan Nish. But referee gives the Hertford the throw. Here's Coughlin Brown across the Ware box. Oh, missed by Lewis Rose. And in the end, it was Dimar Quenny who couldn't get a boot on it. And Fred Burbage came out and gathered it. Hertford's best chance as Rhys Monsagna comes away. For Ware, here's Jack Dreyer down the right-hand side. Not much to aim at in the box, but here's Theo Ofori. Can he control the ball? He does. Finds Joe Dearman. Dearman's out. Number 5 in the shot. Oh, that's the best save of the afternoon so far from Luke Hewitt. Left-footed shot from Joe Dearman through a crowd of players, and the big goalkeeper turns it behind for a corner.
Yeah, another good move there from Ware, and what a save from Luke Hewitt. He's definitely saved the goal there, and that's the sort of thing you come to expect from Luke. But I think going through that crowd of players, he might have even seen it a bit late, which makes it an even better save.
Mitch Hahn will take the corner for Ware from that far side, driven across the box. Oh, Lewis Rhodes was just about to hit it when Harry Gilzine got there first. Here's Mitch Hahn again. Joe Dearman down the right-hand side, surrounded by blue and white shirts. Manages to evade one of them, who's Pepage, but in the end the ball bounces off of him and goes for a throw-in. So certainly Ware have had the better opportunities. Two good saves from Luke Hewitt and one coming off the crossbar. And at the other end, that missed kick by Lewis Rose almost got Freddie Burbage in trouble. That's the closest Hertford have come as Ben Hurd on that far side. Charlie Payne goes down under challenge from Monsagna, and Hertford will have a free kick right on that far round side. 27 minutes gone at the Smile IT Stadium, and nobody's smiling that much at the moment. Both managers, I think, probably Ben doesn't have time to worry about it too much on the pitch, but I'm sure Paul Wolsey is, as he usually is, prowling up and down that technical area. As Lewis Rose is beaten to it by Quenny, but is pulled down by Monsagna, who almost gave the ball away to Wilson Burnell. Declan Nish inside the centre circle with Billy Mardell-Smith. Ball will land with Jack Dreyer. Dreyer's ball forward, looking for Theo Ofori. He's not offside. Theo's shot scuffed, and Luke Hewitt will gather it very comfortably away to his left-hand side. Here's Mardell-Smith. Gets the ball back onto the edge of the area. Good ball by Ben Hurd. Picks out Papage, who finds Quenny inside the centre circle. Thundering challenge coming in from Darian Furlong. The ball here has almost released Coughlin Brown. But Freddie Burbage once again, who's one in a long line of Ware goalkeepers, who's got an excellent starting position when that kind of situation occurs. We've seen Brad Robinson do it before, of course. And Fred, 9 times out of 10, he judges it absolutely right as he did there. Connor Clark with the throw-in for Hertford Town. Goes short. Mardell-Smith miscontrols it. Lets Mitch Hahn get a boot in. Then Joe Dearman punts it down the sideline here and gets Ware a throw-in with the deflection. Harry Gilzine looks a bit aghast as he picks the ball up. But it is a Ware ball. And a lot of shouting going on, but Ware are going to have a throw in, and this is going to be the first chance for Darian Furlong to show Hertford what he's all about and hurl one into the box. Declan Nish going to the edge of the 6-yard box, and if Hertford don't know all about him, I'm sure Ben Hurd will have done his homework, then they're going to find out now. It's Darian Furlong's throw, long one. Declan Nish heads it down, but in the end, straight into the arms of Luke Hewitt. Long kick by the goalkeeper, looking for Dimar Quenny, and Fred Burbage just lets it bounce once and collects it around about the penalty spot. Well, approaching the half-hour mark, where I've had the better chances, Simon, but Hertford have pinged the ball about well with Coughlin Brown down this right hand side, really looking impressive.
Yeah, I think he's done well. He's gone on a couple of runs down this right hand side. Really impressed and created some chances for Hertford. But as you say, it's Ware that's made the had the better of the opportunities. That one from Theo on the crossbar, and that fantastic save from Luke a couple of minutes ago. And this is what we expect from an East Herts derby, don't we? We expect plenty of action, plenty of talking points, and I'm sure there'll be more of that to come.
No yellow card so far. That's unusual. It's Billy Mardell-Smith, but it bounces off of Furlong. David Sota with the second clearance. Oh, Jack Dray put his head down. But much so, well, he bent his head down. But I think the referee was right, giving the free kick for dangerous play. It's going to be a free kick to Ware. Mitch Hahn, who's got much more of a roving role this afternoon for Ware than he has had in previous games. He has been operating more as a number 9. This time Theo Ofori has been left up front on his own as Lewis Rose gives it away, and Charlie Payne will try to find Burnell, but he's beaten to it. Good challenge by Jordan Spearman. Here's Theo Ofori, but Harry Gilzine was right on his back, and Theo pulls the young defender down and gives away a free kick, which Ben Hurd will take on that far side and find Masani to Burnell onto the halfway line for Pepatch inside the centre circle for Billy Mardell-Smith. Here's the dangerous Sonny Coughlin Brown. Turns inside David Sota. It's been a good duel between those two. Sota wins out on that occasion. Mitch Hahn will bring in Declan Nish, who tries to find Joe Dearman, but Hertford will sort it out. Coughlin Brown again brings in Wilson Burnell. Burnell might try and get on the right foot for a shot. He doesn't. He turns and tries to find Quenny on the far side. Ware's clearance is not a good one though. Pepatch's ball though misses Connor Clark and Mardell-Smith and goes off for a throw in to Ware on this near side, which David Sota will take. Quite a while before either of these teams are back in league action. As far as Hertford are concerned, they've got to wait till the 26th of September when the Hadley come visit here on a Tuesday night, where I've got Tame on the 16th of September. In between that, where I've got an FA Cup tie, Hertford are playing FA Trophy. Got a week off this Saturday as well. As Paul picked up by Burnell, goes round Mitch Hahn. Chances here because Billy Mardell-Smith has got Coughlin Brown outside him. That's a good first time cross when he goes up and just couldn't put it goalward. It flecks off his head and goes wide for a goal kick to Ware, but just what we were saying, good move down this right hand side.
Yeah, more fantastic work down there. Great cross that Coughlin Brown put in as well. And as you say, just couldn't get on the end of it. Managed to sort of like glance it over, and it's gone off for a goal kick rather than being directed towards the goal.
Fred Burbage will take the goal kick in front of the stable end with 12 minutes or so to go before half time here. Still 0-0. Mardell-Smith finds Charlie Payne, but it back to Ben Hurd. On the far side, Masani's under a bit of pressure. He's given Ben Hurd something to do, and Theo Ofori's picked his pocket. Ofori's in the box here, goes round Ben Hurd. Joe Dearman's shot is blocked by Harry Gilzine. Monsanya hits it towards Charlie Payne with the crowd crying for a penalty. Referee Warmer, who's well placed, says no, and Hertford come away with the ball with Wilson Burnell. Burnell through the legs of Declan Nish and then brings down Mitch Hahn, and I said we hadn't had a yellow card. We're about to get one now. Wilson Burnell is the first player to be booked in the East Herts derby for that challenge on Mitch Hahn. I think that's just about fair by the referee. I think the referee's done everything just about right at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he can have any complaints about that yellow card. I mean, there was a couple of minutes ago saying we, plenty of action we wanted, and plenty of talking points, and we've had 2 shouts for penalties already from either end of the pitch and from both sets of fans. So I'm sure they'll both sets of them will be claiming that they should have had penalties.
I think one at either end would have been a bit soft as the kick comes across, and Hewitt takes it from the head of Lewis Rose, and Hertford can break here. Ball on that far side. Linesman's flag goes up against Demar Quinney, and Fred Burbage had come out anyway. So it's something we're going to be careful of because Hertford very quick to break.
saying with that offside just now, I should have said to you beforehand, but there was a bit of doubt on Saturday about North Lee's second goal being offside. And I looked back at the video footage, and it was about a yard onside. So just try and point that out.
Yeah, no. I think I remember in commentary saying, well, not sure whether Greg Hackett was offside, and it was difficult to call with the angle. So well done the referee, Mr. Lathan, who was a little bit eccentric on Saturday in some centres, but at least he got that one right. Fred Burbage is going to restart the game from the Ware part of the centre circle. Chips it forward with the right foot. Declan Nish goes up. Manages to control away from Gilzine. It's Jack Dreyer! Ware go one in front. The ball broke to Dreyer just inside the 18-yard box. Luke Mewett was unsighted, and this time the big goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. Jack Dreyer's first goal of the season. Hertford 0, Ware 1.
Yeah, another great move there, and pretty unfortunate there for Luke Mewett, as you say. He couldn't really see through the little crowd, but a great goal for Jack. Really pleased for him. I spoke to him after the game on Saturday, and he said how much he was looking forward to this game, and I think he's enjoying it right now.
Well, he's going to enjoy it now. The Smile IT Stadium, the smiles are on the faces of Ware fans, their players, and Paul Halsey on that far side. They lead here by a goal to 0 with about 10 minutes to go before half time. Lewis Rose, the skipper, just embraces Jack Dreyer, the 21-year-old, who hadn't had a lot of football and is playing his way back in, and that will do his confidence no end of good. So we're in front in the 100th League East Herts derby. Hertford Town leading by 40 games to 38. But long way to go yet as Rossani picks the ball up, finds Charlie Payne. Here's Billy Mardell-Smith inside the centre circle. Declan Nish puts him under challenge, but Mardell-Smith turns away from him. Looks for Rossani, who's nudged aside by Lewis Rose. Harry Gilzine wants to take the free kick from inside his own half, but the referee wants it taken inside the Ware part of the centre circle. It's Charlie Payne looking for some options. Coughlin Brown's got a bit of space on the right hand side of the box, but he's strayed into an offside position. Linesman's flag goes up immediately. And Ware, well, you expect them just to play the ball about for the next 5 minutes or so against AFC Dunstable in the FA Cup, of course. They got caught with a real sucker punch after they've taken the lead, and it went back to 1-1. I'm sure Paul Halsey aware of that, and I'm sure his players will be aware of what they've got to do over the next 5 minutes or so.
Well, I mean, Paul said to us after that game, didn't he? The players know how to set up after scoring a goal, so I'm sure he'll be reminding them.
Long kick forward, but from Fred Burbage, but just goes out of play for a throw-in to Hertford Town now, with a young side react to being behind. Darian Furlong is going to... Whoa! I think that one's halfway down the goal green way, the way he's hit that. Darian Furlong hits it out the ground, and Hertford will have themselves a throw-in, which Connor Clark, wearing number 2, will take when he gets a ball anyway. With Hertford looking to bounce back and conceding that goal to Jack Dreyer. Well taken goal. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it. Maybe Ben might have a little word. Well, we'll speak to him afterwards about the defending. As Mardell-Smith goes back into his own half, picks out Harry Gilzine. Gilzine to Mardell-Smith on the halfway line. Ware doing a good job in closing space down in that midfield. Pep Hadju made quite a bright start to the game. I haven't seen a lot of him because Declan Nish has done a pretty good job on him so far. The big number 4, Spearman gets a boot in, and Ware will come away with Monsagna, who's someone who hasn't really played much of a part in the game so far. The Ware number 7. Spearman forward, it bounces off of Benoit Quenny, and it's a little bit tables turned on Saturday, Simon. This is kind of what North Leigh did to Ware, isn't it? The way they took over the midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Paul's taken taken what happened in that game, spoke to the team, spoke to the players. He had quite a chat with them on the pitch after the game, and I'm sure he's reminded them of what they need to do today.
Well, they've been doing it in central midfield. I think pushing Mitch Hahn there has made a difference as well. Experienced player, of course, and Ben Hurd has to rush on the edge of his area. Gets the ball clear. Lewis Rose will only head it up in the air. Quinny makes life difficult for him and takes the ball away. Down that left-hand side, midway inside the Ware half, Mitch Hahn, he must have heard me. Perfect tackle coming in. Plays it back to Darian Furlong. Furlong's long ball forward, trying to search out Monsania. Monsania might get a chance here as it ricochets off Pepage, but he was pushing into the back of Musani. And so free kick to Hertford Town is Billy Mardell Smith on the halfway line. Puts the ball back into his own half for Charlie Payne. Ben Hurd. Pepage has his pocket picked by Declan Niche. Rather hopeful ball forwards by Mitch Hahn, and in the end it's Theo Forey and Ben Hurd who clash on the edge of the area. The Ware bench thought they should have had the free kick. Mr. Warmer gave it to Hertford, and the Hertford Burnell's brought down by Mitch Hahn, and I think that's going to be the second yellow card. Burnell who got the first one, and I think Mitch Hahn is going to get another one. He's racked him up. It'll be his third booking of the season already if he goes in the book here, which he's going to. And again, I think Mr. Warmer got it right. That was definitely a yellow card.
Yeah. Again, I don't think Mitch can have any complaints about that at all. So, fair play to the referee. He's let the game flow. He's stopped it when necessary. Dished out a couple of cards when necessary. So, all good work for him so far.
Into the last 5 of the first half at the Smile IT. It's all going off on the edge of the area at the moment, but free kick's going to be taken by Ben Hurd. A high one lofted to the far post. They all go up. Everybody misses it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. I think the story so far, plenty of decent approach play by Hertford, but a bit of a lack of edge when they've got towards the Ware 18-yard box, whereas at the other end, Ware have looked the most likely. And they've taken the one real chance they had well. So Fred Burbage has got the ball in front of the stable end. Who will no doubt give him a little bit of bird as he kicks this one away. Nice, and the sound ricochets off the roof at the stable end, and it all adds to the atmosphere here at this old ground. Kick forward by Fred, just about makes that halfway line, on by Mardell Smith, and Darian Furlong's got some defending to do, and decides safety first, puts it out for a throw-in on this near side. Colin Clark will correct it for Hertford Town. Half time, by the way, I've decided to look up some interesting facts about Hertford and Ware. So a few things that even if you live in the local area you might not know, you never know. Declan Niche back for Lewis Rose. We'll have the golden boot as well, which is getting a bit lively. As Harry Gilzean picks the ball up in the halfway line, does well. Finds Charlie Payne under pressure from Jack Dreyer. And Ben Hurd will pick the ball up far side. Brings in Musani, rather heavy touch, but gets away with it. Ben's long ball far side, looking for Wilson Burnell. Brings it down his chest, but can't give it in play. And the ball goes out of play in front of the Hertford dugout. Lewis Rose will take the throw in. In fact, no, he's going to leave it to Jordan Spearman. Ware have got players that we've seen, all have got decent throws. Jordan puts a long one forwards, skims off the head of Charlie Payne, and goes out midway inside the Hertford half. So just about 3 minutes to go before the break. Plus time added on, of course. We've had a bit of time added on for that treatment to Theo Ofori, who seems to be all right as far as we're concerned. Down the line, looking for Monsania. Controls the ball well, but in the end is rather crowded out. And Charlie Payne will pick out Cochran Brown. Cochran Brown, good ball for Wilson Burnell. Wilson Burnell's got Mitch Hahn in front of him. Jordan Spearman is backpedaling on the far side. Cochran Brown finds himself on the opposite flank, and the ball is headed out by Darian Furlong for Hertford's second corner of the afternoon. Going to be taken on that far side. Harry Gilzean's made his way up from the back. Ben Hurd now trotting there as well. Corner to come in on that far side of the field from Coughlin Brown. The header from Charlie Bain is blocked by Lewis Rose, and then Jack Dreyer just loops it out of play midway inside his own half for a throw in to Hertford. As flag goes up, and it's going to be a substitution, is there or no? It's going to tell us there's 3 minutes to add on. So 3 minutes to add on at the end of the first half here. It's not often a referee's assistant flags that, does he? Use the same flag as he would if a sub was coming on. But, nice to know. Anyway, Declan Nish is the only Ware player forward, just crossing the halfway line. Controlled it well. Monsanya now from Mitch Hahn. Monsanya gives it back to Hahn, who just about stretches to get there. Before he finds Jack Dreyer on the far side. It's all a little hurried from Ware. Hertford sorted out, and he and Darian Furlong just heads the ball back to his goalkeeper Fred Burbage, and Dimar Quinney just crunches into Fred Burbage, and he's going to get a yellow card for that. It's silly by the young striker, because he saw that Fred Burbage was there, and just a little bit of afters going on round about the penalty spot. And that's just lack of experience. That was a silly challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, he's picking up an unnecessary yellow card there, and obviously it was clear that Fred was going to pick up the ball, and as you say, just a little bit of inexperience from him, and an unnecessary yellow card, and I'm sure Ben won't be pleased with that one.
Quan Yu has been a bit hot-headed after he clashed with Darian Furlong after about 15 minutes, and perhaps not a surprise to see him become the third player in the referee's notebook. But I think Lewis Rose might be getting a booking here, and Lewis does get a booking. Cheers from the Hertford crowd as the Ware skipper becomes the fourth player to get booked. 4 yellow cards. Well, it's an East Herts derby, isn't it?
I think you put the curse on it earlier, Pete, saying there hadn't been a yellow card.
Come on, you expect 5 or 6, don't you? Remember some East Herts derbies of the past. A few players there. Dave Whitehead comes to mind. A few players that were involved with that. And a few guards that went up in the areas. Jack Dreyer forward finds Theo Ofori, can turn on the edge of the area. Ofori turns right, turns left, looks to tee up the shot and puts it over the top of the crossbar with the left foot.
We've had controversial red cards as well, haven't we, in these fixtures before? So I mean, I can think of 2 or 3 red cards before that spring to mind immediately.
Yeah, most definitely. Luke Mewit's put Billy Mardell-Smith under a bit of pressure from Joe Dearman there. Hertford making hard work of getting rid of this. They're on the edge of their own 18-yard area, and Pepash just touches it out of play. Ben Hurd won't be happy with that either. He's looking daggers a little bit, the player manager there. His young team failed to clear the ball. And on this near side, Mitch Hahn will leave it to Darian Furlong. Or in fact, no, Mitch is going to take it himself, is he? Yeah. So Mitch Hahn, who's got a long throw as well. He's one of 3 or 4 in this Ware side, looking really early into the box. He's going to give this one a go from the near side here. In the first half time added on. Declan Nish can't add it forwards. There was a bit of a cry for a handball, and that's going to be the final action of the first half in the 100th East Herts League derby. Half time here. Hertford Town 0, Ware 1.
Well, an entertaining game for us all there. Entertaining first half. Some great chances for either sides, and I think going in, Ware being ahead at half time is about right.
Yeah, we have to sit on the fence as we always do with 2 of our sides here, but I think if you looked at it objectively, and you weren't wearing an orange or a blue shirt, and I think what Simon said, he's just about right. Where have had the better chances? Theo Ofori was just going underneath and smiling away. Hit the crossbar. Luke Mewit pulled up a couple of good saves, but could do nothing about Jack Dreyer's effort, which thumped in from inside the 18-yard box. Just a few people looking down the tunnel there. Don't quite know what's happening down there. Hopefully nothing untoward. Well, they're pointing towards the referee as if there's been just a little bit of activity in the tunnel here. So we can't see. It's underneath us. But Paul Halsey just coming in. Referee Mr. Warmer is waiting. Billy Mardell Smith just has that sort of shrug. Yeah, I don't know what it's all about. I'm just going to go in. And so he does. Here comes the referee, Mr. Warmer. Interesting to learn what was going off there. We'll find out that. We'll be talking to both managers after the game, of course, as Mr. Warmer goes down. So here's the half-time sequence here. Normally we tell you about the visitors, don't we? Where are the visitors? But I thought it'd be a pretty hard job not to tell you a little bit about Hertford as well. So we'll start with things at Hertford that some of them I didn't know. Britain's first paper mill was established here in 1488, evidently, by a man called John Tate. And in 1563, it was the place of the Parliament, because the politicians had all legged it out of Westminster because there was a plague going on in London. And they took up residence in Parliament Square. So the founder of Hertford, Connecticut, in case you wondered, that's Hertford with an A, was actually born in 4th Street here. And when he got over to the United States, he decided to name the place after his birthplace, but decided to include an A instead of an E. And so it became Hertford, Connecticut. You can find his statue, by the way, outside the theatre. And the last person to be condemned to death for witchcraft, here's a nice happy one. Jane Wenham was sentenced at the Hertford Assizes in 1712, but there was a happy ending because she was let off with a royal pardon after that. And famous residents of these rounds, Captain W.E. Johns, who was the author of Biggles. Biggles actually gets a mention, Hertford rather gets a mention in one of his Biggles books. Rupert Grint, of course, Harry Potter fame, and George Ezra, who went to Simon Ball, and Jamie George, Saracens and England Rugby International, who started off playing for Hertford Rugby Club, of course. As far as Ware are concerned, with the rivalry between these two towns, back in 1090, Lady of Ware diverted Ermine Street to create a high street and a new bridge over the River Lee. That was in Ware, and the residents at Hertford did not like it very much. So there's been something going off in the rivalry ever since. The Great Bed of Ware, of course, is mentioned in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Scott's Grotto, built for John Scott, 18th century poet, lived in Amwell House. It's the largest in the UK. And England's first toll road was established, which ran from, it called a turnpike at the time, ran from Wade's Mill to Ware. And famous Ware residents, Russ Ballard. Those of you of my vintage remember the band Argent. He was the guitar player with them, went on to have a really big career in songwriting as well. He still lives about. Brian Wilde, sadly missed, who was Foggy in Last of the Summer Wine. Mr. Barraclough, Arthur Askew on stilts, as he was once called, lived in Ware. Stuart Story, sports commentator, good sports commentator as well. And Charlie Brooks, she's Janine in EastEnders, and she evidently comes from Ware as well. So just a little bit about the local area. Oh, and the one I missed, actually, another musical one. I had to follow this one up. Deep Purple were formed in Hertford, evidently. Have to have a look for that one. Right, Sunderland Division 1 Central. Thank you, Simon, for the scores at half-time. The leaders in front, Bedford Town 2, Biggleswade 0. Kempston Rovers 1, Barton 1. Kings Langley 0, Aylesbury 0. After Kings Langley were in a 6-5 on Saturday, and thought they might have followed that up. Leighton Town 1, talking of the 6-5, AFC Dunstable 2. Northley 1, Cirencester 1. Stopfold 0, Biggleswade Town 1. That's an interesting one. Tame United 0, Kidlington 2, the All Oxfordshire clash, and not good news at the moment for Welwyn Garden City. They trail Waltham Abbey by a 0 at half-time. It's Ware who lead 40-38, not the other way round, said Steve King. I must have misread it wrong, Steve. Thanks for that. It's Ware 40 and Hertford 38. There's nothing worse than using your stats and misquoting them, is there? So profuse apologies for that to Steve Statman King, who of course good friend of ours on 90 Minutes Live.
I think he can let you off in the excitement of the atmosphere, Pete, isn't it? I mean, come on.
No, it's, you know, Steve's very precise about those things, and so he should be. So good luck to him, and thanks for listening, Steve, as always. Next up for us, 9th of September, we've got FA Trophy action just down the road involving Welwyn Garden City, who've had a good record in that competition over the past few years. They're entertaining Basildon United. On the 10th of September, there is a possibility we may be here for the Women's FA Cup tie between the Hertford ladies and Stockfold. We will certainly confirm that as soon as we are able to. And many thanks to Hertford ladies for inviting us down. Just one score I want to give you. Our friends at Westmill started their campaign in Herts Senior County League Division 1. They were originally, of course, a Hertford District League side. They went up to County League level in Division 2 last year, had a great season, got promoted, and everybody were wondering, well, what's going to happen this season? Well, I can tell you, they have started off on fire because they're top of the table, although there's only they and Nebworth have played because of a game on Saturday which finished Nebworth 0, Westmill 8. Which is, that's a pretty good way to start a season, isn't it?
Fantastic from the Westmill boys, isn't it? And they know how much we love them. Go and visit their ground. We've seen them in a couple of finals as well. And Ed Warby is a good friend of ours. So fantastic start to the lads down at Westmill, and keep it up for the rest of the season, guys.
Yeah, I bet it was a good night at the Fox at Aspendon. That is their sponsor, and the governor down there as well. Golden Boot, well, it's livening up at the top of the Golden Boot. AFC Welwyn and the Hatfield Town are the two teams that are really thumping goals in. AFC Welwyn in Spartan League Division 2, Hatfield Town in the Herts Senior County League Premier Division, and they've got a couple of strikers that are really whacking the goals in. Charlie Yearwood's got 8 for AFC Welwyn, as has Eben Mbono, who scored 8 for Hatfield Town, who played their football here, of course, at the Smile IT Stadium. His teammate, Kamari Collington, has got 6 for Hatfield Town. Harry Wilson's got 6 for Buntingford. Jamie Marshall has got 5 for Hertford Heath, but didn't have a chance to improve on that this weekend as their game against... who were they playing? Can't remember, but they were playing somebody, and it was postponed. Hertford Heath. But it will come to me. Kendall Giamfi of AFC Welwyn has also got 5 Baldock Town reserves.
That's it.
That was
You're
it.
right, yeah.
I knew they'd get that. It's old age catching up. That's what it was.
So saying that, you saying during the first half about Barnet links. I know you're got a lot of links with Barnet as well. I'm sure you didn't know. Jack Drower's got those links as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I found that out the other day. I wasn't aware of it. It's something I hadn't realised. But so obviously his dad John.
Yeah.
Be a familiar name to Barnet fans, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those were the days. Stan Flashman and Barry Fry for a very young, wet behind the ears rookie reporter for Chiltern Radio. What a way to earn your microphone stars, as it were, having to deal with those two. But, it was great fun. It's been great fun on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. Of course, we'll be bringing you non-league football involving our 3 teams, Hertford, Ware and Welwyn Garden City, throughout the season, mainly in Southern League Division 1 Central. And towards the end of the season, hopefully we might pick up a couple of our other teams in the Herts Senior County League and possibly Spartan League as well. And also catch a few women's games, as we said. Thank you to Watton Ladies for the invite down there on a Sunday on the Slopey Beach. And hopefully we'll be able to get down there. And also here to watch Hertford Ladies and St Margaret's Ladies, who also got themselves a tie in the FA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely is, and it'd be looking forward to getting to a few of those games throughout the season. As you said earlier, thanks to Tyler for the invite for the Hertford Women FA Cup game. We'll keep you posted as to whether we can make that one. But it's something that we enjoy doing as well. We enjoy getting down for the women's games as well, don't we?
Yeah, most definitely do. It'll be interesting the crowd this afternoon. Not too sure. I think it's up to 680 standards, but
I wouldn't think so. No. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, you've got a lot of the youngsters here as well, so you've got to take that into consideration. I don't think they'll be added onto the gate because of when they were parading around before the game. So I reckon we might be talking 550, something like that, if you discount them.
Yeah, I think you're roundabout there.
It'll certainly be the crowd of the day in the Southern League Division 1 Central ones. So,
actually, I wonder if the stat man can tell us what was the biggest ever crowd for an East Herts derby. I think I saw on the website somewhere there was a 2,500 at one stage in the dim and distant past. I can tell you that the first game actually between representatives of two clubs, although Hertford United were going, they joined together with the Hertford Town in 1908 or whatever, but there was a game in 1892 which was played at Presdale's, finished Ware 0, Hertford 2, and there we go. No donuts. Donuts? Thank you, Brian. The arrival of the cakes. But, no donuts, but fantastic service from Hertford Town. As always, although I'm going to have to have a word with Ian Bush, No donuts. No donuts.
Yeah. Just point out, I mean, you normally do sub-watch. So you've got three Ware players here. You've got someone else on the far side. I can't quite see who that is. You've only got you've got 4 Hertford players now out warming up. So I mean, I wonder. Theo seemed all right towards the end of the first half. Maybe we'll see what happens now as the two teams come out, whether he has recovered and whether he does come out for the second half.
Yeah, we got Richard Denning, Freddie Monk, Matt Walsh. I think that's Joel Jacobs over on that far side.
Right, actually, yeah.
So we got Dan Rumans is the only one that's not there, and he's not going to
replace him.
He's not going to play centre forward. So. We will see. Thank you, Hertford Town, and Mr. Kipling. He makes exceedingly good gates, I understand.
I have heard the rumour, yes.
I like that. All right. Here we go. Referee's got the ball. And Hertford are out. Where subs are going to make their way over on that far side to the dugout.
Actually, just seeing the referee there, seeing the close-up of him, I've seen him before for the when I used to do the coaching for Ware Youth Girls. He's reffed a couple of our games as well, and he's a really good referee for that sort of level for the kids and the youngsters and things like that. Great referee, always pointing things out. Gives the players another chance to retake a throw in. Always trying to coach and encourage them as well. So it's good that he does that. And as we said before, he's had a good first half. So let's hope that continues for the second half.
Yeah, I think as regular listeners will know, we call it as it is. We give congratulations when they're deserved, and also a little bit of stick when it's deserved. But I thought Joe Warmer's done really well. And Dad would be proud. He's got football in his family. His granddad evidently was chairman at Kettering Town at one stage. So he comes from Northampton. So very much football in the blood for the referee. Looking at the players that are coming out, I don't think there's any substitutions which are going to be made. 2 team lineups. That's coming through here. Beats attendance 3,000 in Spartan League Division 1 East on the 25th of August 1949. Finished Ware 2, Hertford 1. Thank you, Statman.
There we go. I knew we could rely on him. The only thing is, I was wondering if he'd come out there before the second half got started. Because obviously, doing the video, I don't get a chance to look at the posts properly. But Steve, what a legend! Thank you very much for that. We knew we could rely on you.
Absolute legend. Great service. Right, here we go. Second half of the 100th League East Herts derby. We're leading by Jack Dreyer's goal to 0. Plenty of action, I'm sure, in this second half. A little bit relaxed before half gets underway. Dan Ruman strolling over to the bench on the far side of the field. And I'll give you the 2 team lineups when we get an appropriate break in play. No substitutes on at half time. Means that we're quite happy with the fitness of Theo Afori, who's the only real doubt after that first half. We're going to get us underway in the second half here at the Smile IT. Kicking from left to right. We're in orange and black, Hertford in their familiar blue and white. Mitch Hahn has got the ball at his feet. Referee Joe Warmer, who's impressed us, will blow his whistle, and we're away in the second half here at the Smile IT Stadium. Long ball forwards into the Hertford penalty area, which Luke Mewett will pick up the first bounce and bowl it up to Ben Hurd. I wonder what he had to say at half time to his young team. Plenty of nice football, but lacking a cutting edge, I think, as Gilzine on the far side will bring in Connor Clark. Gilzine gets it again. Slow build up once more from Hertford. Gilzine looks up, plays the ball forward for Pepage. Gilzine gets it back on the edge of his area. Billy Mardell-Smith has strayed over to that far side, being challenged all the way by Jack Dreyer, and unfairly so, says the referee. Jack Dreyer puts his hands to his head, and Mr. Warmer's just going to have a little bit of a word with Ware's number 8. Doesn't need any more than that, and he doesn't get it. And the free kick will be taken by Ben Hurd. Wilson Burnell got a little bit of space on this left-hand side. Jordan Spearman, I think he's aware of his presence. And the ball goes short anyway to Harry Gilzine. Gilzine on the far side to Coughlin Brown, who impressed in that first half. Gilzine again finds the number 7. Coughlin Brown into his own half for Gilzine. Oh, they've given it away. Here come Ware with Joe Dearman. Dearman's still going. He did well to keep the ball in. Joe Dearman gets the cross. Theo Apori. Oh, just wide. Could so easily have been 2-0, but in the end the ball goes out here and goes out for a throw-in. I thought it was closer than that.
Well, I mean, a great effort. It did look a lot closer from here, but with the angle, it's a little bit difficult to tell. But, bright start from Ware for the second half.
There's Mitch Hahn into the back of Mardell Smith. Charlie Payne finds Burnell. Burnell goes inside Jordan Spearman. Burnell managed to keep his feet. Referee lets the game play on. Badge forward for Connor Clark. Good ball for Sonny Coughlin Brown on that far side up against David Soter. Coughlin Brown all the way across the area. And Jordan Spearman will let it run. Yes, he does. And it goes out for a goal. Well, that ball had definitely gone. There's no doubt about it, and the referees let the game go on. That's interesting. That's Jordan Spearman. In the end, it's Reece Monsonio who sorts it out for Ware. I'm pretty certain that ball went over the line. But Ben Hurd gets the ball right in front of us here. We're in the number 6. Square ball for Pepage. Back for Charlie Payne. Harry Gilzine has got some space to move into on the halfway line. Far side brings in Sonny Coughlin Brown again. Coughlin Brown down the line for Connor Clark. Onto the halfway line for Harry Gilzine again. Once again, good, patient football, but they need the cutting edge to go with it if they're going to get back into this game. Gilzine back for Charlie Payne. There's Gilzine again. Mardell Smith. Gilzine's in plenty of the ball at the beginning of the second half. Finds Ben Hurd midway inside his own half. Rossani has to turn away. Back to Ben Hurd. Charlie Payne. Hertford taking an age to get in their own half here. Gilzine again puts his foot on the ball. Finds Pepage. Gilzine gets it back. We're quite happy to learn about possession in these kind of positions because they're not really hurting the opposition. Ben Hurd will try and put it forward now from the halfway line on the right boot. Chips it down this side, but it's overcooked. Burnell won't get there, so let's give you the two-team lineups. Hertford, Luke Mewett in goal. They've got Connor Clark playing a kind of roving right-back role. They've got Kurashani Musani at left-back. Harry Gilzine and Ben Hurd are the two central defenders. And the centre of midfield, you've got Pepage, Charlie Payne and Billy Mardell-Smith. And then you've got Coughlin Brown on the right-hand side. You've got challenge coming in there from Darian Furlong. Wilson Burnell on the left. And through the middle, Demar Quinney. As the ball picked up inside the centre circle. Give it away a line up in a minute. As Reece Monsonio has some room to run into on this near side. I haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. Chance to make his presence felt here. Chips it in, looking for the run of Jack Dreyer, but Ben Hurd in the way. Here's Connor Clark. Far side for Coughlin Brown. Coughlin Brown gets the give and go from Connor Clark. Furlong's across, and I'll go for that one. Straight over the fence, which gives us time to give you the Ware lineup, which has Fred Burbage in goal, Jordan Spearman at right back, David Soter at left back, two centre-backs, Lewis Rose and Darian Furlong in midfield, Declan Nishi and Mitch Hahn playing a kind of deeper role than we normally expect. Joe Dearman and Reece Monsanya are the wide players, and Jack Dreyer is up in support of Theo Forey. So that's the two-team lineups for you. Mitch Hahn goes in with Mardell Smith, and Joe Dearman manages to get the ball clear onto the chest of Gilzine, who's robbed by Theo Forey. Could be a problem here for Hertford. Monsanya's coming up on the right-hand side. Is Jack Dreyer, the edge of the area. Back for a Forey, and they get it all wrong. And the ball just goes out for a throw-in. And you can hear, Paul Halsey was barking up there, and he just turns away disconsolately inside the technical area, because he knew that was a really good opportunity if they'd found Monsanya on this right-hand side.
Yeah, I don't know what Jack's thought there was. I don't know if he just, didn't look up or anything like that. But I think we had this thing on Saturday, didn't we? Where sometimes, you just take that little extra second just to see, who's around you and what's going on in your surrounding areas. And I think that's perhaps what Jack should have done just then.
I think you've got to say with both these sides, they are new sides. These are not teams that were on the field last season. They've got more players from last season than Ware, but Ware have got an almost completely new setup. As Burnell goes past Mitch Hahn, tries to play the ball back on this near side for Mushani. But Jordan Spearman has done a solid game at right back, gets in the way. Long ball forward by Lewis Rose, which Luke Newitt will pick out and find Harry Gilzine again. Midway inside his own half, Connor Clark's on the halfway line, right hand side of the field, nips it inside to Pepage. So once again Darian Furlong is there first. Not put it too much foot wrong as the Ware defender. He's going to prove a really good signing, I think, for Balls's team. On that line, Mardell Smith tries to keep it in away from David Soter, but he puts the ball out of play. And going to be a throw-in. 7 minutes, the second half gone here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. And it looks like Hertford making a substitution. Babaju's gone off. And it's number Poch Mendez who's going to come on. And should get a big round of applause. Poch Mendez comes on wearing the 15. If you don't know his story, of course, he had that horrible incident at AFC Dunstable where you were, Simon.
Yeah, it's horrific. But thankfully, it's good to see. He's been back, from this season. He was in a couple of pre-season games, making a couple of appearances, made a couple of substitute appearances so far this year, and fantastic to see him back. Really is.
Whichever side you're on, part of the football family, welcome back, Poch. As far side, Connor Clark thumps the ball forward down the line. Furlong was perhaps not aware first time of the run of Burnell, but turns on it, chips it forward to Declan Nish. He managed to get a head forward. Jack Dreyer can't control it. Forward by Charlie Payne. Mardell Smith's got a bit of space here. Didn't control it well though, and gives it away to Lewis Rose. Lewis comes towards the halfway line, chips it far side, looking for the run of Joe Dearman. Not much in the box for Ware, apart from Theo Forey. That's who he tries to find. All ball clearance by Ben Declan Nish on the edge of the area is Jack Dreyer again. Finds Lewis Rose. One more would have found Monsanya in space. Flag goes up on this near side. And there was an offside decision as that ball went wide of Luke Newitt's goal. So the Ware supporters have switched. Appear to have taken over the stable end at that end where the noise is coming from. Got a problem with Charlie Payne here, who's gone down. Hertford, in fact, are about to make another substitution. So having had Poch Mendez on, I don't think Charlie Payne's going to continue because he's taken the captain's armband off. So that's a blow. The experience of Charlie Payne, who's limping away. I don't think this one is a tactical one. I think this is very much an injury-induced change. We'll see who's going to come on for him.
Looks like Connor Clark is going to give the armband to, which is that's just what I was thinking he would take over. That happened a couple of times last season, so I'm not surprised to see that at all.
Connor Clark takes over as skipper. Charlie Payne goes off and Hertford with 2 changes relatively early in this half. It's Mo Diaby who's come on, the number 14. Might consider himself a bit unlucky not to have been in the starting lineup. Here's Quenny. This side brings in Bernal. Almost shown he's in the area, goes down under challenge, and the referee Warmer points the other way, much to the displeasure of the Hertford fans behind the goal. Meanwhile, Lewis Rose is the latest one to have hit the deck, but he's going to be okay. So just see what that's meant to the lineup. I mean, Diaby's fitted really where Charlie Payne came from in that defensive central midfield. And Potts playing just a little bit further in front of him. Not too much change in the way things are, although I think Mardell Smith is just a little bit further forward as well. He's playing the number 10 position behind the 3 strikers, one of which is Sonny Coghlan-Brown. He's making life difficult for David Soter on that far side. But once again, it's Darian Furlong. He's trying to get on further than the last one he put over the wall over there. But he is a quality defender, isn't he? There's no doubt about it. I think we've only seen him a couple of times, but he really has impressed.
Yeah, definitely. He's the performances he's put in so far have been fantastic for, like you say, a new player into the team.
Ben Hurd takes the ball away from Theo Ofori and finds Luke Mewid, who returns the compliment to his manager, left-hand side of the box, onto the edge of the area for Harry Gilzine. We've only 11 minutes the second half here. Ware lead 1-0. Goal coming from Jack Dreyer. And Hertford really yet to force Fred Burbage into a save. Whereas at the other end, Luke Mewid has made a couple of notable ones to keep Ware's lead at 1. And also helped out early on, of course, by the crossbar. Ben Hurd comes forward on this near side. It's Wilson Bernal, who's looked lively when he's had the ball. Bernal forward for Diaby. Diaby's ball looking to return the compliment with Jordan Spearman, who I said earlier has had a solid game. But right back gets in the way. Up and under from Joe Dearman. Jack Dreyer will chase it down, but Gilzine will get there first. Connor Clark to Poch Mendes. Forward for Billy Mardell Smith. Here comes Poch Mendes again, but Darian Furlong in the way. He'll break to Mo Diaby midway inside the Ware half. Big, rangy midfield play. Good ball through. Finds Masani. The cross comes over behind everybody, and Coghlan-Brown can't control it. It was a good move again by Hertford, but didn't turn into an opportunity as Mardell Smith goes racing away on the far side. Try and keep the ball in play, and does. Plays the ball back into his own half for Harry Gilzine under the halfway line to Poch Mendes. Not a good ball. Monsagne's there first. Looks to put Theo Ofori through, but Luke Mewid as well comes out on this side and finds Bernal on the halfway line. Mitch Hahn shouting at his colleagues, why didn't somebody pick him up? Connor Clark's going to fire in the shot. First save of the afternoon by Fred Burbage, if he does it well. Diving to his left-hand side, parries it away for a corner.
Yeah, a cracking shot there. Great build-up from Hertford, and and a great save from Fred to follow it up.
Corner to be taken by Sonny Coghlan-Brown. He's going to go short to Bernal. Ware have turned off and picked him up, but David Soter managed to get enough in. The ball's back across the box, but will be cleared by Declan Nish. He's got Montagne in front of him. He's got Ofori and Joe Dearman on the other side, and that is a brilliant challenge by Ben Hurd. Right foot forward, looking for Quenny, but the ball will bounce to Mo Diaby, who will take it onto the halfway line and put it for Harry Gilzine into his own half. Here's Ben Hurd, finds Connor Clark inside the centre circle. Long ball from him, but this time he overcooks it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Another worrying one for Ware. Darian Furlong's gone down in a heap, and got Dan Rumans on the bench, but they won't want to lose Furlong, who's certainly proved his worth already at the club. There's some more physio attention is required. Table, by the way, this morning had Bedford on top, 9 points, and then 4 teams on 7. Kings Langley, Stockfold, Leighton Town and Hertford. And interesting top of the table that time, because Hertford the only team that were in this division last season.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it. Obviously, it's the amount of games that teams have played. Hertford have played one more than the others. They've played 4, and the others have played 3. But obviously, expect Bedford to be up there, but not so much the other ones. But as we always say, it's early season yet, and some of those teams we would expect to be up there aren't too far below them in the table really either, are they?
Yeah, I don't. Ware have got ground to make up. They've only played twice with 3 points, of course. So won't really sort itself out till probably the middle of October because we've got the FA Cup and the FA Trophy getting in the way. So won't really be able to concentrate on the league. I can tell you that Darian Furlong's okay. He's about to come back on that far side. Managers anyway will say, don't look at the league table till March. I think Ben said that once to us. It's kicked forward by Fred Burbage, far side and a play. And there'll be a throw into Hertford on the halfway line, which Connor Clark will take. Mitch Hahn is filled in at the back here at the moment, but Darian Furlong is back out there now, so we're back up to a full complement as Mardell Smith finds Ben Hurd. Midway inside his own half, coming forward, Wilson Burnell against Jordan Spearman. Burnell turns inside, turns outside, has to go all the way across as Burnell then slips over and Jack Dreyer gets the challenge in. Hertford will get the ball back as it ricochets back to Ben Hurd. Near side as Poch Mendes had made a decent run through, but Jordan Spearman once again is the right place at the right time, and his intended clearance is just blocked out of play by Ben Hurd. Our next engagement, having talked about the FA Trophy, will be in the FA Trophy. First time for us to see Mark Weatherstone's Welwyn Garden City side, and renew acquaintances with a couple of players, Charlie Crowley and Alex Harris, to name but 2, and that'll be in the FA Trophy against Basildon United, live from 2:55 as ever on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. Where I got a throw in here, right hand side, and Darian Furlong's not going to take it, but that doesn't mean it isn't going to be a long one because Mitch Hahn's going to take it this time. And Furlong actually is going to position himself on the edge of the 6-yard box. So there's going to be one thrown in towards Luke Mewitt's goal here. Here it comes from Mitch Hahn. Does land inside that box. Oh, Furlong almost got his head to it and it ricocheted out in the end. I think off of Poch Mendes for a corner to Ware. The Ware fans behind the goal start the Ware boys chant. Joe Dearman will be taking the corner on this near side. Hertford have left Wilson Burnell forward, where I've got Jordan Spearman and David Sota left back. Everybody else in or around that penalty area. Lots of jostling for position going on as it goes in the near post, and it's headed out pretty easily, but only as far as Monsania, who finds David Sota. Sota's long, high ball, looking for the edge of the area, and Gilzine had to get there because he had Lewis Rose behind him. And in the end, Mardell Smith can't keep the ball in on that far side. It's going to be a throw in to Ware, which this time I think Furlong might take. 18 minutes, second half gone here at the Smile IT Stadium, the 100th League derby between Hertford and Ware. At the moment, both teams are separated by Jack Dreyer's goal, which came in the first half for the visitors. Darian Furlong, another torpedo of a long throw. Looks to set Joe Dearman down the line. He'll get it back off of Gilzine's head. He's got Connor Clark in front of him. Plays it back for Declan Nish, who gets it across the area. Ben Hurd's clearance is none too sure, but Poch Mendes finds Mitch Hahn on the edge of the area. Brings in Monsania. Chances here perhaps for Ware, but Monsania's giving it away. And Wilson Burnell will send Dimor Quenny going, and surely that was offside. In fact, it was Poch Mendes, and Quenny was offside. Another good decision by the referee, that. I think that certainly was offside. As Hertford got defending to do here. Joe Dearman's coming forward, midway inside Hertford half, finds Theo Forey. Seen too much of him. In the second half, Theo turns, plays the ball forward, but then it's a loose one, which Diaby manages to win. Ware will get it back with Jack Dreyer though. Lewis Rose has it inside his own half. Hertford again plenty of good build-up, but the only problem they've caused Fred Burbage is from distance from Connor Clark's shot on this near side. Declan Niche is struggling with Diaby, who does well. Brings in Mendes for Billy Mardell-Smith. Mardell-Smith on the far side for Connor Clark. Cochrane Brown hugging the right side touchline. That's where it's going to go. He's got a job to do to keep it in, but he is. His constant shadow is David Sota. But Cochrane Brown then has got Joe Dearman in front of him, and good defending again by Furlong. Just puts the ball towards the halfway line where it's picked up by Harry Gilzine. Diaby stumbles once, stumbles twice under challenge from Jack Dreyer and gets the free kick. Ben Hurd on this near side from Asani. Asani's ball on the far side. Well, it'll pick out Cochrane Brown. I don't know whether that's what you intended, but it's a pretty good ball through if it was. But in the end, Cochrane Brown can't make anything of it. And I think we may be about to make a change. In fact, I can see maybe a double change. Richard Ennings about to come on, and Freddie Moncur's putting the shirt on as well. So could be a double change here from Paul Horsey. Reece Monsagna is going off. Richard Enning coming on. There's a recent call. It's not been Reece's day. He's not got into the game at all, is he?
No, he's not been able to have any influence at all. And I think Paul spotted that and decided that 1-0 obviously isn't sufficient. And we know you can't rest on a 1-0 lead, and he's taken the action right now.
Going to change the formation a bit. It'll bring Joe Dearman over to the right, and Richard Enning, who's much more comfortable on the left wing, will play down the left. That's the only change. Freddie Moncur sat back down on the bench, so not about to make an appearance at the moment. So the throw-in is going to be taken by Darian Furlong inside his own half, parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area. Well, we know he's going to reach the halfway line from there, and in fact he goes about 10 yards beyond the halfway line, and here's Richard Enning's first touch going down that left-hand side. Enning under challenge. Good job by Poch Mendes. Here's Gilzine who pushes the ball off of Enning's boot, and it will go out for a throw-in on that far side. But halfway through the second half here, I just really expect just a little bit more from Hertford. Haven't really had that momentum that you'd expect from a side that are a goal down. Joe Dearman's going to get in the book here, I think, for the challenge which came in on Billy Mardell-Smith. Referee is writing it. Joe Dearman's walked away. I think he booked him, didn't he?
He did.
He's written on the goal.
Joe sort of like ran away, and I think the referee went to blow his whistle to call him back, but he thought, no, I'll just wave it, and that's the thing, he just waved it in his general direction, which I think I said before, I don't really like, but...
Well, Joe Dearman's in the book, 5. That's about par for the course for an East Herts derby. As Ben Hurd has the ball deep inside his own half. Hartford need to pick it up here a bit. Ware look comfortable at the moment. As Poch Mendes picks it up on the halfway line. It's got Diaby on this near side, but once again it's all going sideways and backwards at the moment. Asani now, will he push it forward? No, he'll go backwards to Diaby. Diaby thought about going backwards, then goes forwards, and Spearman against Bernal again, and Spearman's getting the better of that duel, there's no doubt. Wilson Bernal's in a pretty frustrating time on the Hertford left wing. It's been probably Jordan Spearman's best game I've seen him play so far, actually. He will take the throw in. Another one who can take a long throw in. Declan Niche's head puts it all the way back to Ben Hurd and puts it across for his goalkeeper Luke Newitt. There he goes, on that far side. I like to see don't have him in the Southern League. I like to see the touch map for Harry Gilzine, because he really has a lot of possession. Here's Bernal trying to get some possession here, but he is in an offside position. And it's all a bit frustrating from Hertford at the moment.
Yeah, I think, as you were saying, you'd expect them to be urging forward a little bit more and trying to create a little bit more. Whether it's a case of Ware not enabling them to do that, or Hertford not doing enough, but they've had that one effort that Fred made that good save from, but that's all they've really created so far this half.
Need to do something to get the crowd going here. They've got good support, Hertford down. as you'd expect, but it's the Ware supporters. You can hear the Hertford supporters very quiet, which is unusual here. Throw-in's going to be taken on this near side. Mitch Hahn has got long throw duties today as Darian Furlong stays at the back. And he's going to hurl another one inside that Hertford box. Lewis Rose has come up. Hopefully for him, he's on the receiving end. He'll be on the receiving end. As here comes the throw-in from Mitch. Goes towards Lewis Rose, who goes up. The ball bounces for Joe Dearman. Can't get the shot in. Hertford scramble it clear. Well kept in by Richard Ennin. And he does another good job of stopping Hertford breaking. But they will do now with Sonny Coughlin-Brown on that far side. Mardell Smith, he's given it away to Richard Ennin. As Coughlin-Brown goes down, a half-hearted appeal for a free kick. Mitch Hahn has it midway inside the Hertford half. As Declan Niche looks to find a 4-y. That was good defending by Masani. Picks the ball up, and here comes Coughlin-Brown on the left-hand side. Brings in Burnell, look for the pass forward again, didn't get it. And it's midway inside the Ware half with Poch Mendes. Here's Billy Mardell Smith. Mo Diaby has gone over to that far side. Here's Mendes again, meets Darian Furlong. Furlong has completed the hat-trick of putting balls over the wall on that far side as he gives Hertford Town a corner. So Hertford corner, the fourth of the afternoon, will be taken on that far side by Sonny Coughlin-Brown. As I said, they need to do something, get the crowd involved. Coughlin-Brown is aware of players back. Referee's coming here towards his assistant on the halfway line, not quite sure. He's going to go over the steward. I don't know whether someone's thrown something from behind the goal or something's happened. But could do without that if they have, most definitely. It's the goal that Ware are defending. I think it's mainly Hertford fans behind that goal, but quite no, he's going over the other side now. That will be Paul Halsey, so it may well possibly have been something to do with the Ware fans. I'm not sure. No, he's going to work with the Hertford bench as well, so he's going to have a word with both. Hopefully nothing too untoward has happened there. But steward he spoke to hadn't done anything. So,
no, well, he sent another steward, so there's another steward just making his way round. He started walking off here. He's just walked around the corner flag.
Here comes the corner. High into the box. Lewis Rose does well. Head it out to the edge of that 18-yard area. It's Harry Gilzine turning away from Furlong, who sends him sprawling. And Hertford have themselves a free kick. Stewart is going now there behind the goal. Quite know what he's going to do. But, meanwhile, Hertford have got a free kick midway inside the Ware half. For those of you that old as me will know the kind of thing, inside left position. And for those of you that don't, that's about 15 metres in from the sideline here. Poch Mendes with number 15, one of a couple of second half substitutes for Hertford Town, will take this free kick. There's going to be a flurry of runs in from the edge of the area. Chips it in towards that area. Who's going to get there first? Lewis Rose finds Richard Ennin. Ware could break here. Ennin's got Nishi outside him, but Mendes does well and mops up and plays the ball back to Billy Mardell Smith. Onto the halfway line for Ben Hurd, for Gilzine. As Mendes, Diaby nips it forward, looking for Coughlin-Brown. He's lost it. Richard Ennin goes down on the challenge from Diaby. And Ware will have themselves a free kick. 17 minutes left here at the Smile IT Stadium in the 100th League derby between Hertford Town and Ware. 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf. And Ware leading through Jack Dreher's first half goal. Freddie Moncur is about to go on for Ware. The interest who goes off could be Mitch Hahn, actually. Not quite sure. We'll wait and see when they make the change. Darian Furlong's going to take the free kick from inside his own half. It's going to land inside the Hertford area in the hands of Luke Newitt, who will collect it, bowl it out to his right-hand side to Harry Gilzine. Gilzine will put it further down that touchline for Connor Clark. Gilzine picks it up again. I just want to get out there and say, hurry up, lads. You're 1-0 down here. Hertford playing it about. Oh, they're 1-0 up at the moment. Long ball forward. Spearman's going to be on the end of that. Burnell won't get near it. But on this near side, Joe Dearman won't keep it in, so Hertford will have a throw in. Ben Herb will take it to Poch Mendes. He looks lively when he gets the ball, and Mardell Smith as well. They're the two that are trying to push Hertford forward. Here is Billy Mardell Smith, but his ball is a poor one, and Declan Nish has an easy job of getting hold of it. Gilzine there ahead of Theo Ofori. Chance now for Hertford, maybe. On this near side, Bernal has beaten the challenger Spearman for once. Bernal puts the ball across. Darian Furlong's there, and he finds Theo Ofori, turns outside of Ben Hurd's, brought down. It's going to be a free kick to Ware inside the centre circle. And well, you often wonder about a right-footed player playing on the left-hand side, and that was Wilson Bernal there. He should have used the left foot, could have got a shot in. He's going to be Mitch Hahn who goes off. Is Paul Wolsey listening to me? I can't read his mind these days.
I mean, he may well have done. He might have his, his phone tuned in to us on Paul, if you're listening, give us a wave.
Yeah. No, he's not. Never mind.
There's the answer.
No, I thought Kevin Goon waved there. No. Mitch Hahn goes off. He's had a solid game in there. He's been in a withdrawn position as the number 9. And 2 games in succession for those 35-year-old legs. Gives him a rest. And Freddie Moncur, who we know will do a decent job as defensive midfield player, will come on for Ware. So not too much change in shape for them. Got a free kick inside the centre circle, which Lewis Rose will take. Declan Nish has made his way up again from the midfield, standing on the edge of the box. Theo Ofori, Jack Dreyer there. Joe Dearman's got a bit of space on the right-hand side as well for Lewis Rose to aim at. Goes on that far side, looking for Nish, who manages to get the header, and Luke Mew out to stretch. And when you consider he's 6'4", I think he is, it could have leaped over his head. Hertford coming forward. They've got 14 minutes left to get something out of this East Herts derby, trailing by a goal to nil. Quenny finds Diaby. Spearman just about gets a boot on it. Here's Mushani inside on the left-hand side. Pulls the ball back. Super defending again by Darian Furlong. And thumped out by Joe Dearman on this near side. Furlong's had an outstanding game at the back for Ware. He's covered absolutely everything. And he's kept Quenny very, very quiet. Here's Harry Gilzine midway inside his own half. Will go all the way back to Luke Mewett. Give you the scores that matter at full time, of course. Hopefully Wellington City will have got back into that one against Waltham Abbey. It'll probably be Billy Ollens who scores. He scores against all our teams, I think. He's the Waltham Abbey boss if he's playing this afternoon. Here's Ben Hurd bringing the ball across the line to Diaby. Tries to turn outside Freddie Moncur. Finds Bernal, who has to go under the right foot. Puts it across the box. Who else but Darian Furlong is there to head it out towards Richard Ennis on that far side. Ennis puts the ball back, looking for David Sota. Long boot upfield. Nobody at home apart from Poch Mendes, who brings it down and sends Hertford forward again. We're happy to do a bit of defending here. As Mardell Smith is robbed of the ball by Furlong, is Richard Ennis going to try and hit Hertford on the break. Ennis will have to control the ball better if they're going to do that. It's Sonny Coghlan-Brown coming in the opposite direction. Turns inside David Sota this time. Looks for Connor Clark. Good challenge by Freddie Moncur. I think it's the first time he's touched the ball. Long kick forward. And Theo Ofori's away here. He's inside the area. Is Theo Ofori. Oh, good save by Luke Mewett. But here's Declan Nish. Oh, excellent double save by the goalkeeper. Luke Mewett's kept Hertford in the match without a doubt. 2 super saves by the big goalkeeper, and here comes Mo Diaby. Hertford trying to take advantage of that, but now he's now on the right foot. It's Diaby, and the ball stops on the edge of the area. Bounces off of Jordan Spearman, but in the end, linesman's flag up for offside. Ware player down. Once again in the box, I think it's Darian Furlong who's in the wars, but at the other end, super stuff again from Luke Mewett.
Oh, absolutely great stuff. It really was. That first save from Theo, and then the reaction save as well. As he said, he's really kept Hertford in the game. He's made some fantastic saves today, and I know Ben and the Hertford fans, were delighted when they re-signed him, in the middle part of last season. And he gives that defence, I think, so much confidence in his ability in that box.
Well, a little bit worrying that Darian Furlong has stayed down. It's Hertford have made a substitution. Demar Quenny has come off. So meanwhile, Darian Furlong's getting gingerly to his feet. He knows he's been in his first East Herts derby. No doubt about that. So Demar Quenny really hasn't got into the game. He makes way for the number 16, Harry Peterson, young striker, who will play up front this time. I don't know whether I think Darian's got a bit of a bang on the side of his head here, as being pointed out by the physio. But he's strolling off here on the near side and will be back with us. The teams go back to 11 against 11. Fred Burbage restarts. We're into the last 10, plus time added on at the Smile IT. And at the moment, Ware have only lost one of their 19 East Herts derbies. Could be one of 20. Unless Hertford do something special here in the last 10 minutes. Harry Gilzean puts the ball up on the halfway line. Long ball forward, looking for Burnell, who collects it nicely, but in the end overcooks it. And it goes behind for a goal kick, which Fred Burbage will take. When he was frustrated, I think Burnell's been frustrated as well, because Jordan Spearman's had a very good game here at right back. Yeah, he has.
He's another one who's done really well in his position, and he's been a bit of a thorn in Burnell's side.
Kick forward by Fred Burbage. Gilzean will get there first. Heads it rather more up than away, but Freddie Moncur's up with Mardell Smith. Jack Growe's giving it away though. First touch for Peterson, who finds Burnell again. Burnell turns inside, wants to get it on the right foot, wants to still get it on the right foot, fires in the shot all the way along the ground. Fred Burbage had it covered. First time he's managed to get across there on the right foot, but it's such a long way to go. And in the end, goalkeeper equal to it. 9 minutes plus time added on here as Richard Elliott picks the ball up for Ware on the far side. Connor Clark's there though, takes it away from him. Gilzean will bring in Poch Mendes forward, looking for Harry Peterson, can't keep it under control, and Joe Dearman's got it, turns away from DRB. Dearman still going, and Shani just sheffers it out of play. And the Hertford have it back with Harry Gilzean. Gilzean, the forward to Poch Mendes. Mendes, far side for Connor Clark. Looking for Coughlin Brown. He's having to go backwards though. Story of Hertford's day really. As Gilzean will pick it up. Forward, Peterson's beaten to it easily by Lewis Rose, who's coming forward here. Got Theo Lafori in front of him. Lewis Rose fires it in, and Luke Mead had to watch it. Decent strike by the Ware skipper. Hewitt was firmly behind it. Bowls it out to Mo Diaby. Down the line, Wilson Burnell, who's been the pick of Hertford's players in the last 15 minutes. Burnell. Diaby will pick it up again. Long, rangy figure. Diaby going across the box, finds Poch Mendes. Mendes for Connor Clark, far side. Sonny Coughlin Brown has it. Coughlin Brown will find Billy Mardell Smith, just a little bit measured again from Hertford. Mardell Smith coming forward, chips the ball across. Diaby can't get there, and in the end it goes out for a goal kick. And it's just in those kind of positions, that they work their way up to that kind of area where Billy Mardell Smith had the ball, but there's just no cutting edge after it.
No, I think it's the sort of problems they've had in seasons past, isn't it? Where they'll get the ball into the box, and then sort of like they seem like they may be a little bit lost as to what they need to do with it and what they think they can do with it. So sometimes it's they'll play this slow build-up game, and sometimes it's better off just to take those shots and take those opportunities when they arise.
Darian Furlong's gone down again, and he's got up. He's just waved at the bench. That looks to be okay. Fred Burbage will take. Dan Rumans is just strolling round by the corner flag, just in case. As Nisha goes up, bounces off the shoulder, I think, of Diaby. and finds Connor Clark. Ball forward from Ardell Smith, who's surrounded in orange shirts, does well to get out of it. And Coughlin Brown will pick it up on that far side under challenge from David Sota. And the ball back inside the Hertford half with Ben Hurd. Comes forward into Ware territory and then back to Ben on the halfway line. Not got too much to aim at, but Ardell Smith has put up a good position. That's good footwork by Diaby. Finds Masiani, who brings in Wilson Bernal on this near side. Diaby has it. Diaby's got Jack Dreyer in front of him. Diaby's still got Jack Dreyer in front of him. Goes back for Ben Hurd. Might have thought about the shot. Chips it in, looking for the edge of the area run by Poch Mendes. But once again, all comes to nothing. And Ware will have themselves a free kick. It's the 100th league derby between Hertford and Ware. And we're just about into the last 5 minutes here at the Smile IT. You can see the highlights on our YouTube channel, and we'll also be talking to both managers after the game, and that'll be on our post-match channel. And also, don't forget, follow us during the week. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. In fact, we're everywhere. As Ben Hurd loops the ball up in the air, Furlong will go up with Pearson. Another good header. And Declan Nishi brings the ball to Joe Dearman, left-hand side of the area. Dearman to Theo Ofori. He has to go backwards. Ofori goes down. Richard Ennin was there for a shoe-in. And an opportunity to put the game beyond the Hertford's reach. Goes begging for Ware. And a Hertford ball comes through with Mardell Smith. And Darian Furlong's furthest one so far on that far side.
That one might have reached the river.
Yeah, I was almost in a mind my car mode there, actually, if he did it any further. But it's going to be a throw to Hertford. Connor Clark is going to take it. They need to get a hurry up here. Ware have been pretty comfortable in this second half. Red Burbage has had one good save to make, but at the other end, Luke Newitt's kept Hertford in the game. As Richard Ennin skies it over on that far side. A couple of bounces. It goes out. Thrown to Hertford. Now they'd like Darian Furlong on Mitch Arn's long throw from there. They haven't got it. And Coughlin Brown is just muscled out of it by Freddie Moncur. Here's Declan Nish. Joe Dearman's on his bike going forward to support Theo Ofori. Nish turns, puts the ball back to Richard Ennin. Attack momentum slows down, but here is Declan Nish again. He's got Joe Dearman's the only one in the box. Theo Ofori on the edge of that box, chips it across. Mashani does well get it away, but only as far as Jack Dreyer. Here's Jordan Spearman, where I've got it where they want it at the moment. Freddie Moncur, near side for Richard Ennin. Ennin goes outside, goes inside, gives the ball away to Ben Hurd. Chance for Hertford to come forward, but once again Jordan Spearman's in the way. And Burnell's frustrations continue. Here's Spearman midway inside the Hertford half. Joe Dearman's down the right-hand side here. Dearman controls the ball well, but in the end it's Hertford who sorted it out. Come away with Mo Diaby. On this near side is Harry Peterson. Peterson going on a run against Lewis Rose and just gets shepherded away. Lewis Rose goes in, gets the ball. Hertford will have themselves a throw-in on this near side of the field. 2 minutes to go. Last time added on for stoppages at the Smile IT. We're looking for the second league win of the season, condemning Hertford to their second defeat here. As Burnell's shot all the way in, straight into the chest of Fred Burbage. He's had a pretty easy afternoon for an East Herts derby as the Ware goalkeeper. Only really had to make one flying save. Apart from that, it's all been pretty routine stuff. As Burbage will bowl the ball out to the edge of the area. Long kick forward. Looking for Ennin, but lands at the feet of Harry Gilzine. Forward to Poch Mendes. Mendes will turn the ball for Diaby. Diaby on this near side will look for the ever-willing Wilson Bernal. Bernal down the line. Spearman goes in. Another good challenge. Either way, right back. Hertford got a throw in though. Into the last minute. Bernal will leave it for Musani. Musani brings in Diaby. Diaby there. Joe Dearman gets a boot in. Mendes and Jack Dreyer are wrestling. And Dreyer finds Theo Ofori. 1 against 1 here. Ofori against Gilzine. Nisha's coming up, and so's Richard Ennin, and it's 2-0 to Ware, and that puts the 100th League derby to bed. Richard Ennin's first goal for Ware. Hertford gone on the break, and it's Hertford down 0, Ware 2.
Yeah, I think Ware have had a couple of chances like that, haven't they? Where they've broke away and tried to find another player and set another player in. But it's finally worked that time. They took their time, squared the ball across, and Richard Ennin putting the ball in the back of the net. And as you say, 2-0 up to Ware, and it looks like that's curtains for Hertford.
Nothing Luke Mewett could do about it. 2 first-time goal scorers for the visitors. Jack Dreher in the first half, Richard Ennin in the second. Well, Hertford had to push forward. They were caught short in numbers, and Ware worked it perfectly to put Richard Ennin in a one-on-one with Luke Mewett. He made no mistake. Maybe I'll be in a better mood then, said Paul Halsey after seeing us on Saturday night. I think he will be when we talk to him. I think it's going to be the other manager that's going to be a bit glum. Ben Herts' side have played a lot of pretty football, but they have got to find a cutting edge, and it's been lacking most notably here this afternoon, but also lacking because of Ware's defensive performance, it must be said. And we don't give a 90 minutes live player of the match, but if I had to, I don't think you need look further than Darren Furlong, who's an absolutely sterling game at the back for Ware.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's done absolutely fantastic. He's really kept that Hertford attack quiet, and absolutely fantastic performance from him. As well as Jordan Spearman. I mean, Jordan Spearman's done fantastic as well. But I think Darren would, if we did give it, he would just edge it.
Ball on the far side, Richard Ennin. Oh, maybe he fancies another one. He's done well. Get the ball in, goes on the run against Skillsine, but actually the ball had gone out of play. We're into time added on for stoppages, and we're going to be told now how long is. I've got that.
I think it's a Ware substitution.
Oh, it's a Ware substitution. I thought Kevin was going to tell us how long there was to go on. It would be another.
I did wonder.
Another string to his bow. So there is going to be a Ware substitution. I think Dan Rumens is about to come on.
I think Matt Walsh is going to come on as well by the looks of it.
Well, on the halfway line, David Sota heads the ball forward. Oh, it could be Matt Walsh. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Joe Dearman, far side, Richard Ennin. If he can keep the ball in, Hertford could be in trouble here. He does. He's Declan Niche again, down by the corner flag. It's going to take something to shift him off the ball. I think Harry Gilzine is finding at the moment. Ben Hurd comes to Hertford's rescue. Here's Mo Diaby. Diaby midway inside his own half, needs to get it for his only Peterson forward. There's Bernal on this side. Billy Mardell Smith now goes. He's got the ball inside Ware territory. Finds Coughlin Brown on that far side. He's worked hard, but again, he's lacked the finish, and he did there as Jordan Spearman easily heads the ball out from the edge of the 6-yard area. Still don't know how much is added on at the end here, because nobody's told us. But we've gone 2 minutes over the top so far. We're leading by 2-0. It's got to be said. We've got to be impartial as we are, but I think they deserve the victory. For the visitors, Furlong goes up, and Fred Burbage out in front of Peterson. Darian Furlong stayed down again. I don't know who's going to say him to after the game. How's your first East Herts derby, Darian? He'll know all about it, but I bet you can't wait for Boxing Day. Far side substitution not to be made by Ware, so long a high kick from Freddie Burbage onto the head of Gilzine. Ben Hurd has to watch out. He's got a 4 behind him, and referee says that Theo nudged him off the ball.
And you did have the players with their training vests off before, and they've put them back on now. So I guess Ware have forgotten about that idea to make the substitution.
Yeah, I think they're just going to see the game out. Well, really, they've seen the game out since Jack Dreher's goal, to be fair, because once that goal had come, there's on the far side, Connor Clark does a bit of a wrestling move on Darian Furlong. 2 pinfalls or a submission, and I think right at the death here, Connor Clark might be getting himself in the referee's book. I'm not sure. Right on the far side there, Mr. Woolmer having a little word. No, he's going to let him off. I think we're going to stick up 5 yellow cards in the East Herts derby. Clock marches on, 4 minutes over the top so far. We're leading by 2-0. Well, Paul, as he said to us on Saturday, it depends how they'd react. And they have reacted well. No doubt about that. His substitution is about to be made. It's going to be Declan Niche, which goes off. And Dan Rumans, who's about to come on. So Dan will go into the back line. Maybe we'll go 3 at the back here, not quite sure, but can't have that much longer to go on. But the referee will be adding time on now for that substitution for Ware. Ball is on the far side touchline as Furlong just pulls it in to the Hertford half. Connor Clark can't keep it in. Bounces up and down off the Ware dugout. Ryan Wade decides he wants to keep it, not give it back to anyone. But finally gives it to Darian Furlong. Referee says get on with it. Another high throw looking for Richard Ennin. Connor Clark gets his head there. Botch Mendes is beaten to it by Joe Dearman. Ware could be in here again. Joe Dearman fires in the shot, bounces off of Ben Hurd. Edge of the area, Freddie Moncur. And clears the stable end. Freddie looks down, and well, from a Ware perspective, the only thing he can say is it wasted a few more seconds, I guess. As Harry Gilzine comes forward. Gilzine for Mo Diaby. Diaby looks up. Hertford, who haven't beaten Ware here since September 2017. And that wait is going to go on because Ware lead by 2-0. It's one of the last 10, or unbeaten in the last 10. And it's going to be unbeaten in the last 11. So the bragging rights are going to be a couple of miles down the road. No doubt about that. As Freddie Burbage will take the ball on the edge of the area, bowls it out. And well, I don't know whether Mr. Woolman's watch has stopped. He's played 6 over the top at the moment. As the ball will land with Connor Clark, gives it away to Joe Dearman. Dearman having a run. Dearman going down to this right-hand side. The clock was not stopped, but it is now, because the 100th League Derby here at the Smile IT Stadium has finished Hertford down 0, Ware 2.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Paul, Pete, a fair result on reflection of the game, and Paul will definitely be happier of the two managers, and Ben won't be happy with certain aspects of it, but I'm sure we'll be able to take some positives from things that happened during the game, and we'll see what both managers have to say afterwards.
Yeah, just a bit of unnecessary going on inside the centre circle involving Dan Rumans there, but don't think it was much. Where supporters have taken over the stable end, it's them you can hear cheering as their team go to greet them. Important win for Paul Hall's side. Played 6 points. Looks a lot better than it did on Saturday night for them. As far as Hertford are concerned, well, played 7 points. And we will see what they can do. They need to get a cutting edge. They play nice football, they've got neat footballers, but you really need that cutting edge. They were lacking it today, and Ware found it in the 35th minute from Jack Dreyer, and then in the final minute from Richard Ennin. And that after Luke Newitt had made 4 really good saves, and also had his crossbar to thank early on when Theo Afori's lob went over the top of his head. But Ware will go on now in good heart to Saturday, with Dereham Town are the visitors to Watson Park in the FA Cup and first qualifying round. Our next commentary will come on Saturday the 9th, and we'll be at Welling Garden City in their game against Basildon United, and may well be here on the 10th, see Hertford Ladies in the FA Cup as well. Well, we're milking it, and that ends with the fans behind the goal. Means a lot. There's local derby as Paul Halsey does the run into the crowd and gets embraced by them. He's a man of Ware, of course. Lives just round the corner to me. But they're happy with that. It's going to be bigger tests, it's got to be said, for them, and still they're going to need to find another striker, you feel. But that was an experienced performance. And the Hertford's young side, who are trudging over to the corner there, well, they would have learned. and they'll know that they really can match themselves with sides in this league that they would expect to be there or thereabouts, the likes of Kidlington and Aylesbury United on their day. They can perform very well as they did at Biggleswade Town as well, but they'll be disappointed, I think, to be fair, with what happened this afternoon. Rest of the scores then: Bedford march on. Bedford Town 2, Biggleswade 1, Kempston 2, Barton 2. That was two teams at the bottom of the table. Kings Langley 2, Aylesbury United 0. Leighton Town 1, AFC Dunstable 2. So they've bounced back from that 6-5. Another good win for North Lee. They've beaten Cirencester by 2-1. Bulldog Town have won 3-1 at Stotfold. Tame United 1, Kidlington 2. Good away win for Kidlington. And Mark Weatherston's side have come crashing back to earth with a bump. Welling Garden City 1 at Waltham Abbey 4. Durnell Winter, another goal for the Citizens, but disappointing afternoon for them. For us, well, we've enjoyed it. Always enjoy a local derby. Good crowd here, bright sunshine, and well, it's the fans from Ware that will go home with smiles on their faces this evening. Our next engagement on Saturday week, we'll catch you for the FA Trophy, Welling Garden City against Basildon United. Thanks as always to Simon. You can see his hard work on YouTube on the highlights, and also hear the match commentary highlights and the thoughts of both managers later on this evening. Catch us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and on YouTube. Leave you with the final score from the 100th League Derby, which finished Hertford Town 0, Ware 2. Have a good evening.